Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Matt. I don't really show my face. Obviously, nowadays I don't really show my face at all. Since I've kind of transitioned to running back sports, and I try to make more sports related content. Try to go back. I really miss kind of doing this. It's been like a month and a half. But yeah, I just wanted to make a little NFL predictions that I haven't done in a while. I have a script here, so I'm not gonna just go off the dome. So if I look down, that's why it is. So I'm gonna go AFC standings by division, and then say what placement they're gonna be in. Because obviously, like if you win the division, you're top four, and then you play like the 4-5. Then I'll go through the playoffs and the reseed and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be figured out. And then I have MVP, Rookie of the Year for both sides, Player of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year, which probably the easiest one to predict. And then obviously I have a Super Bowl champion. To start, I am a Ravens fan. So as any fan would do, especially as a fan of good teams, you're gonna kind of, say your team is better than they actually are. Even if you're a Chiefs fan, you think you're winning the Super Bowl every season. You're a Bills fan, you think you're winning the Super Bowl every season. Bengals, Ravens, all that kind of stuff. Like if you're a top tier team, you're gonna think you're winning the Super Bowl every single season. At least you're hoping, and you've convinced yourself that it's gonna happen. So maybe I put them as a champion, maybe I didn't. But that should not be the main thing you're here for. You should be, just see how everything goes. Come back to this in 6 months and see how this really goes, because I doubt this is going to be good. I did take it is what is it? July technically is 30th, soon to be 31st. Dalvin Cook has not been signed. Rumors saying he's going to the Jets. If he goes to the Jets, that may change this, but I'll come back to that. Colts, Jonathan Taylor, it really doesn't matter. I kind of took that into account, but it really didn't matter. I think their position would be, the same as it would be if they had Jonathan Taylor, because they're kind of rebuilding. But okay, let's get into the video. We're 2 minutes in. All right, for the AFC North, I have the Ravens winning the division. I feel as though that this could have happened every single season if injuries didn't strike them. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow is rumored to be out for a few weeks. Baltimore plays the Bengals week 2, so if he's still out, then that's a major loss for them. That loss may decide who wins the AFC North. So that's a really big deal, especially that early in the season when everyone's really healthy. That's really gonna hurt them. 2, I have Cincinnati, as expected. 3, I have Cleveland. I feel like Deshaun Watson's gonna be okay. He's not gonna be prime Deshaun Watson like he was in Houston, but I feel like he's gonna be decent. And then Pittsburgh, found it out, probably finishing 9-8, because they always finish over 500. AFC West, I have Kansas City defending champs winning the division. I have the Chargers coming at 2. Not really any real reason other than what I'll mention later. But other than that, I feel like they're just going to do exactly what they did last year. Denver at 3. I feel like Russell Wilson's not going to be horrid, but he's not going to be amazing. But he'll get the job done. I think they'll be like the 8 seed in the conference, not making the playoffs, but they'll be right there. And then Las Vegas. I don't know why I put Oakland on here. Las Vegas, they're going to round out the conference, the division. The AFC South, I had the Jags winning it again. I feel like that's a really young, good team that could be a problem for multiple contending teams in the future. They saw them come back with the Chargers. Chiefs kind of struggle with them. You never know what could happen. Titans, I have them coming at 2. I was really debating on them and then the next team. I really couldn't know. I don't really know how the quarterback situation is going to be. They have Ryan Tannehill, they have Will Levis, they have Malik Willis. I bet Will Levis is going to start by the end of the season, but then you have D-Hop. Is he okay with a rookie throwing to him? I doubt it, but we'll see. We will see. And then I have the Texans coming at 3. I feel like CJ Stroud. I feel like he's going to do really good as a rookie season. He may struggle at the start, but he'll be really decent for a rookie. And Will Anderson, I feel like he's going to have a major impact on their defense. Really make it a better. Derek Stingley out there. They have Will Anderson. I feel like they're going to make it a better defense than they had. And of course, they play Baltimore week 1, so hopefully he's not that good that week, and then after he's good. But And then the Colts rounding out the division. I really think they would be there anyway. I'm pretty sure they were at that low end last year too, even with Jonathan Taylor, and the Texans were god-awful, so you never know how things are going to work out. And the AFC East, I have the Bills, number 1. I feel like this is probably I wouldn't say the most automatic division, because they also have the Jets and the Dolphins and injuries and all that kind of stuff. And if the Jets get Dalvin Cook, I don't really know how that's going to help him because they have Breece Hall. I'm a big Breece Hall guy. I feel like he's going to be really good. But, I don't really know who could take that division this year or next year. Bills are young-ish. I feel like they're not going to be old out like the Jets. They have Aaron Rodgers. Dolphins, I feel like they're Tua. You're worried about Tua. One concussion, and he might be shut down for a couple weeks. You never know. All that kind of stuff. Then I have the Dolphins at 2 and Jets at 3. I feel like there's going to be a tiebreaker there. It really can go either way. I only have one making playoffs, though, so. And then I have the Pats. I don't think they're going to do a thing. So, AFC conference standings, I have the Chiefs, Ravens, Buffalo, Jags, Cincinnati, Dolphins, Chargers. Yeah. And I'll get to the playoffs and that kind of stuff after I do the NFC. All right, so NFC North, I have Detroit. I have a friend who's a big Detroit fan, and he's kind of got me on the Detroit bandwagon. He's kind of making me want them to do really well. So if they do well, that's, it's kind of fun to watch their young team. They're not supposed to be that good. So that's good. 2, I got Minnesota. I feel like this is probably one of their last seasons being decent. They got Kirk Cousins, who's aging. Justin Jefferson, he's, going to be there for the long term. But they lost Dalvin Cook. They just signed Daniel Hunter, I think it was 1 year, just so he'd play. And then they traded Zadarius Smith to the Browns. So I feel like they're just kind of saving money, but they're also blowing it up, which is not good for their chances of winning the division. And then 3, I have Green Bay. I feel like Jordan Love's going to do decent, but he's not going to be, obviously Aaron Rodgers production. So I feel like he could do decent. Obviously, I just said he could do decent, but I don't think he's going to be number 1, number 2. I probably think it'll be the downfall. And then rounding out the division, I have the Chicago Bears. I feel like maybe they're 1 or 2 seasons away from being a real competitor in the league. Justin Fields just isn't quite there yet. I feel like he's more of a rookie Lamar right now. Not in the fact that at least last season, he was more like a rookie Lamar. He relied a lot on his legs. If he comes out next season and it's like MVP season Lamar, obviously he could be that production, but I doubt he's going to be that production. But if he's like that, where he's able to throw more, he has DJ Moore now, maybe he has threats even more. And I feel like, that team could really make a giant step in a few years. And in the NFC West, I have the 49ers, number 1. This is probably the most automatic division. This division is not very good. Even though I have 2 teams making the playoffs from it, of course I do. Whatever. And then I have the Rams. I feel like last year was a very, very, very unlucky season for them. They let go of Jalen Ramsey this season, and then he got hurt. Obviously, they can't control that. He can't control that. Dolphins can't control that, but you never can't understand. You can't get, it's just unlucky. They got lucky trading him away. I feel like Aaron Donald's going to have a really good season. I feel as though Stetson Bennett is going to take the starting job. I even picked him up in fantasy today. Just in case that he somehow gets the job. I'm putting him at the end of my bench, but, what happens? What happens if he does play? I have a starting quarterback for free. Then I have the Seahawks, who I think the Geno Smith season was more of a one-hit wonder. It's a great feel-good story, but I don't think it's going to last. They have Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant, good corners. Kenneth Walker just got hurt. Of course, he's on my fantasy team, too. It's a dynasty league, which means I have all the young guys. No one else really thinks about doing that. But my team's cracked. But, of course, I'm starting to lose people. Injury. J.K. Dobbins being a loser. Sorry, J.K., if you're somehow in the 0.00001% chance you're seeing this play. You're not getting paid, dude. And then I have the Cardinals running out the NFC West. They're missing Kyler maybe week 8. I don't think they're going to do very well. And then the NFC South, this one's really hard to choose who's going to win because they're all bad. I had the Falcons winning it just because I had the Falcons. I mean, it's not the Falcons. Sorry, I had the Falcons at first. Then I put the Saints because I forgot they picked up Derek Carr. They have Michael Thomas coming back. I think they could be decent. They're not going to make it past it. I have them losing first round of the playoffs. Spoiler alert. So this really does not matter that much. But they won their division. Then I have Atlanta. I think they're like maybe, like I said, for the Bears, maybe 1 or 2 years away. If Ritter's decent, then that's good. If he's not, bad news. But I think Bijan Robinson's going to be good. I chose him. I know no one cares about fantasy. I am going to make fantasy content, though, this season. I chose him first overall in our fantasy sleeper dynasty draft for our redraft for rookies. So that was cool. I didn't get last place, so I traded for it. And then I have the Panthers. I think Bryce Young's going to be really good. Just not good enough to carry the team. And then the Bucks, Kyle Trask or Baker Mayfield starting. Mike Evans should request a trade out of there because that's not going to be very good. And lastly, NFC East, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry, my basketball knowledge there. Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're going to continue their success from last season. Then Cowboys, maybe last season of them being really good. Zeke's gone. Dak's getting up there. I think he's like, 31, 30? I think he's 31. Which isn't old, but he hasn't been very good. But getting older, he's not going to be good either. He's not going to keep getting better at 30, 31. Then I have the Giants. I feel like that year was, one of those years it's like, oh, we're really good, and then they just fall off a cliff, or they just go back to where they're supposed to be. Daniel Jones getting paid $40 million. Come on. Not worth that. Then I have the Commanders. They're going to have more fans there. It's really all that matters for them right now. They're just trying to get some good draft picks. Alrighty. So now for the actual playoffs. Obviously, it's 5, 4, 6, 3, 7, 2 for both sides, and the ones that gets to bye. The 5 seeds, obviously, Cincinnati in the AFC versus the Jags. I think Cincinnati's going to pull that one out. I think Jags are maybe 1 or 2 years away from really solidifying themselves in the AFC as a perennial conference championship game, maybe even divisional game. They're going to be there every year. It's going to be one of those teams. 6-3, it's the Buffalo Bills versus the Dolphins. I think that was the same game that we had this season first. I think Buffalo's going to have the same result. They're going to win, even though they barely beat Skylar Thompson and the Dolphins. But, you can't control how it's just whatever. 7-2, Baltimore Chargers. I think they're even going to win that game. Sorry if that's biased. And on the NFC side, 5-4 is the Vikings and the Saints. I have the Vikings winning. 3-6, Detroit, Dallas. I'm a big Detroit guy because my friend is. He got me on the train. But I don't think they're going to beat the Cowboys. I think the experience is really going to hurt them here. If they can make it again next season, I think it's really going to be good. They may have some good success. But people are overrating them, saying they're going to make the Super Bowl. It's hard to make the Super Bowl when you're really young like that. So. And then 7-2, I have the Rams and the 49ers. I think this is a really easy one to decide. Even though it's a divisional matchup, I think the Rams are going to be killed. So then AFC divisional round. It's 1-5, which is Kansas City, Cincinnati. Great game. I think it's going to be a great game. Probably a hard fought. Maybe it could go either way. I chose Kansas City just because they had the most recent success against that team. But if Cincinnati wins, I wouldn't be surprised. But I know that's a cop-out answer. So I have the Chiefs winning that game. And then I have Baltimore beating Buffalo. I know, a little bit biased. I'm just going to finish out the AFC. Kansas City, Baltimore winning. Get past that. Baltimore wins the Super Bowl, guys, by the way. Just saying. Baltimore fan here, a little biased. Just a tad. 6-1 for the NFC. It's Dallas, Philly. Philly's going to kill. 2-5, 49ers and the Vikings. Same thing at the same game. Well, it might have been flip-flopped. Yeah, it was flip-flopped. Because 49ers played the Cowboys and Philly played the Vikings, I think. No, they played the Giants and the Giants played the Vikings. I'm sorry. Yeah, either way, Philly, 49ers, Conference Championship. I think 49ers are going to win that game. And we're going to get a rematch of the 2012-2013 Super Bowl. Ravens, 49ers, and I think it's going to be the same result. Baltimore wins. Hopefully, at least. And then for awards, I have MVP. I feel as though it's kind of hard not to give it to them if they're the 2 seed after everything that's happened the past few seasons. I'm giving it to Lamar. I don't even think that's a biased pick. If they're the 2 seed, I think he's going to get the award as long as no one has a record-breaking season. Offensive rookie, I have Bryce Young. And defensive rookie, I have Will Anderson Jr. As I said, I think Bryce Young's going to be pretty good. Will Anderson, I think they're going to make their defense pretty good. So, I kind of explained those earlier. Offensive player of the year. This is why I had the Chargers in the playoffs. I have Austin Eckler winning this. He's on a contract year. He's going to really kind of show out. It's going to be his most important year. And players, for some reason, always go crazy on their contract years because they're trying to earn that money. So I feel like he's going to do really well this season. I know it's kind of a long shot. People can just say Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. I'm trying to go out on the limb. I doubt he wins it, but it's worth a shot, right? And then defensive player of the year, this is another long shot. Aiden Hutchinson, second-year player. If they're going to take that step, I feel like they're going to need a defender to really take the next step. Even a second season, I think Aiden Hutchinson can do it. Comeback player of the year. Guys, I know it's hard to decide this one. Damar Hamlin. I know, it's a tough pick. But I think Damar Hamlin's going to run away with it first game of the season. And Super Bowl MVP, Ravens win, Lamar wins it. Hopefully that all happens. I don't need that anymore. Throughout the NFL season and maybe basketball season, I know before the NFL season at least, I'm going to try and make another fantasy league with my friends or some of other people and try and redraft and kind of like make a YouTube video out of it. And just have it all season by season, not a dynasty league. I'll try and make a video every week like, oh, this is my fantasy lineup. This is why. I'm trying to, restructure my content because it used to be gaming. I have another channel, Running Back Gaming, so I don't have to just stop post gaming. I post like Twitch streams over there and stuff, uncut. But other than that, I just enjoy making YouTube videos. So that's why I'm kind of just trying to stick with what I'm into. I'm really into sports. I'm really memorizing. I just became an NFL fan maybe 4 years ago, I think. My first real season of being like a true fan. I'm not going to say Lamar's MVP season. Because I was following him because I had him on my fantasy team. And that's when I kind of like, okay, I'm cheering for Baltimore. Partially because I want him to be good in fantasy. By the way, guys, if you're just here for the video, thank you for watching. I'm going to try and go more in like my channel and stuff. Because I really haven't been able to talk on camera in a while since I've been doing, videos, gameplay over the talking. So if you don't want to watch this, thank you guys for watching. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going. My first real season of being a fan was the year we beat the Titans in the playoffs, the 2020-2021 season, where they had that Baker Mayfield-Lamar Jackson duel where he went to the locker room for cramps and all that kind of stuff, and Trace McSorley came on the field and got hurt. That was a great game. I think it was Monday Night Football. Me and my friend were texting each other, going back and forth because the Browns fan. It was really fun to watch. Really fun. That was really the first game I was like into it. I watched the Titans game, and then the injury season. I watched every single game that season. So that's when I really got into football. And then the last season, I watched every game but one because I had a basketball game. I've been into the game. I've been watching every single thing I can. I can name almost every player on the roster. If you guys want me to do like quizzes, I know it's not really a sports thing. Maybe I can do like running back quizzes or something. I can have multiple channels. I don't really care about growth. I want to have fun. It's kind of good fun to be able to watch back, I watched back on a few videos I made like 4 years ago, or NBA predictions. I was completely wrong. I was going to see how I look like, how I sounded, that kind of stuff. So it's a more of a, if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, then it's just for fun. But otherwise, guys, so this season I'm going to make like weekly, maybe bi-weekly things on fantasy if anything happens with a trade. You can make it like a short, and just put it in a playlist or something. Other than that, I don't really have an upload schedule yet. I might figure it out. This was really easy. I did this in, I know people don't like to say this because some YouTubers just will lie. This took maybe 30 minutes to set up. 19 minutes has been recording. I did think of that though, so maybe I just thought about it the night before. But other than that, maybe let me know if you want to see any football, basketball, MLB, not hockey. Football, basketball, MLB. That's it. If you want to see any of those videos, if you have any recommendations, let me know. I don't know if I'm going to do any more of those like recap of the seasons. I may do more predictions, that kind of stuff. I might recap week by week, just for fun. Maybe I'll have like Saturdays I do my fantasy, or Wednesdays I do my fantasy lineup. Maybe Saturdays. I don't really know how I'm going to do that with Thursday for Night Football. And then like Tuesdays I recap the week. That'd be pretty fun. Kind of like a upload schedule. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.